Captain James T. Hook, the original fictional character, the main antagonist of J.M. Barrie's 1904 play Peter Pan. In Sea of Thieves? You must be joking, right? Right? Well, maybe not. Hey, you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. Okay, so I know this has been somewhat of a theory for some time now, but it's honestly getting to the point where the evidence is stacking up so high that we simply cannot deny it anymore. Hook, in some shape or form, whether it be the Peter Pan Hook we all know of, or perhaps a Sea of Thieves' own version of him, or perhaps just merely a nod to James T. Hook, is definitely going to make an appearance in the game at some point. Now, I bet you're all thinking how I came to this conclusion, so let's first go through all of the evidence we already know of. This whole idea stemmed from the Disney crossover The Pirate's Life, where at the end of the tall tale we see Jack Sparrow and friends sail through to another realm. But not before the Black Pearl gets lavished in gold and sparkly bits, and then opens a golden portal to another realm. Much like the scene from the end of Peter Pan where the ship also becomes solid gold and flies away. What made this ship gold? Fairy dust. In the novels, the play, the movies, and other types of media Hook has been used in, fairy dust has been used in many Portal-esque style transferences in the past. But where is the fairy dust from in Sea of Thieves? Well, we see no fairies, but we do, however, see this talisman, which is the catalyst for making this happen. A talisman that has a sun insignia on the front, and for anyone sad enough, such as myself, who knows a little lore on fairies, their magic is powered by the sun. A bit like Superman, but without as many spin-offs. This vessel, or the Golden Key as it's referred to in the game, shares an uncanny resemblance to the lantern in which James T. Hook trapped Tinkerbell in. And with Tinkerbell becoming the Fairy of Mischief in the movies, I find it very odd that the vessel is referred to as having mischievous magic inside. Bit of a strange word to explain it, don't you think? I mean, when did it ever do anything mischievous? Never. So why refer to it as mischievous? Also, daggers. Remember these daggers. More on this later. Moving on to the Dark Brethren scene from the Pirate's Life Tall Tale 4, where Davy Jones talks about the mysterious captain, also referred to as the Captain. I won't bore you with the backstory of this mysterious person again, but just know that the Captain fella was one responsible for cursing Flameheart's son, who is now the Servant of Flame. At this table, we see a space save for the captain, but alas, he has not yet made it to the Sea of Thieves. And on this chair, unlike the other copy and paste assets surrounding the table, two things are different. On the arm of the chair where Hook would have his, well, Hook, we see scratches in the arm, strangely scratched into the rune for flame, which would make sense as Flameheart Sr. was responsible for mutiny of this captain, so he would want to get revenge. Secondly, we see mirrored burn marks on the map, which could be the marks for Hook's famous duo cigar smoking pipe. Still not convinced? In this courthouse, a note is left by this captain, telling the Dark Brethren he will be there soon, and he will return to the Sea of Thieves once the Dark Brethren have completed their mission, that mission being the merging of the worlds. They failed, so he never turned up. However, this note is signed, "Kindest regards, Captain." Now let's take a look at something from the 1991 movie Hook, starring Robin Williams. A note is sent to Peter, now grown up, that reads, "Dear Peter, your presence is required at the request of your children. Kindest, personal regards, Hook, Captain." Now let's talk a little about the Servant of Flame, aka Flameheart Jr. His father, Flameheart Sr., found him presumably in the Sea of Thieves, an orphan child. At the time, Flameheart was on board the vessel of this mysterious captain as a member of his crew, before he became cursed. Flameheart Sr. rushed this orphan child to the mainland and kept him safe for some unknown reason, possibly because the current captain he served under hated children? Now, let's move forward until the current timeline of Sea of Thieves, where a mystery is occurring. Someone is guiding our way by pointing us in the direction of clues or revelations. But who is this person? We know that DeMarco and Lassetti were being pursued by a skeleton of some kind. We can see evidence of that in certain notes, and the majority of these clues have been found using a fallen sea dog lantern, given to us by a man who appeared to be wearing very fine boots at the scene of DeMarco's death. Now let's move on to a question I asked Mike Chapman during the Lost Sands reveal livestream. Sorry about the freaky eyes, by the way. Are we going to be seeing the captain anytime soon in the adventures?
What a great question. That's a good one, isn't it? The captain is out there, pulling some strings. And all I will say, his time will come. And eventually, you'll get to meet him.
Pulling the strings. Could the person who's been leading us in this investigation be the captain? The captain's agenda would possibly serve the same agenda as Flameheart Sr. He wants the Sea of Thieves for himself, but instead he doesn't do it with brute force, but with manipulation, such as making us think the only pirate who stands for a sense of good in this world is guilty of murdering his own son. A captain who is often referred to as a sea dog by the Lost Boys, who was vanquished by the Lost Boys, now making him a fallen sea dog, much like the name of the lantern we have all been using. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my final piece of evidence, a quote from Captain James Hook himself. "I swear to you wherever you go, wherever you are, I vow there will always be daggers. Daggers bearing notes that will be flung into the doors of your children's children. Do you hear me?" Now, maybe he's not the captain, and maybe he's not the person responsible for this mystery, but I have no doubt that Hook, in some shape or form, whether he be the fabled captain or an entirely new type of enemy, will be making his way here, and of course, he would be dead and look somewhat like this. A piece of fan art made by a Sea of Thieves community member, Shabby, over on Twitter. Please go check him out, really awesome stuff. He might not have flying children and sparkly music in tow, but I have no doubt he will make his presence known soon. And personally, if done right, I'm all for it. A much darker and mysterious version of James T. Hook would be very awesome. But anyway, there are more revelations concerning this mystery and the fallen sea dog torch that have come to light in the past few weeks, and there will be videos on that in the future. So if you're interested in doing another deep dive into the lore, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Oh wow, I think that's like the first time I've said that on my channel. Ha! Oh god, I really am a YouTuber. Until next time, you beautiful Buccaneers, keep the mystery going and sail safe.